Look, you guys don't know me. No one does. But one fun fact about me is that I've worked a variety of different kinds of jobs in my life, one of which required needs to transport large and heavy things from place to place, and this is how that went.
What a lot of people don't understand about driving large vehicles with heavy equipment in them is that it takes them a while to start moving. It takes them even longer to stop moving, depending on how heavy the things they are carrying be. Like someone would cut me off while not going at the speed of traffic, I guess. Assuming that worst case scenario, I'd slow down if they weren't able to get to speed fast enough and to some extent, right? Because I definitely will try my best, but I do not build the ability to be physics. I can only slow down so fast, so when this happens, and I'm unable to slow down you and your poor family other than just crushed like bugs, and because you're now in a wetter place, your remaining next of kin then has to pay me for damages to my vehicle unless their lawyer can somehow prove that I have the ability to stop. Which is why these vehicles come with video recording devices, which would prove there was nothing I could do. On the other side of the coin, when we're stopped and waiting for an opportunity to join traffic, people behind us get so upset, honking their horns with disgruntled faces thinking,
"Why doesn't this guy go already? He has got plenty of time."
Oh, you sweet summer child. You know nothing of time or how much exists in the universe. It's a very difficult thing to grasp. I myself only know enough to know that I know next to nothing about time. One fine day, I found myself leaving a driveway and one of these monstrous vehicles carrying something quite substantial in weight and value. I proceed to look both ways, as any intelligent being would, and saw that I was all clear. And thus, as I'm sure you've all predicted, I began merging into the street. Certainly, a small white vehicle turned a corner down the street for me, heading in my direction. At this point, I am in no way worried or concerned about this vehicle because I know they can clearly see me, and I am far enough away from them to complete my turning into the street. But I guess they thought I wasn't turning fast enough and needed some encouragement, so they began to rev their engines and pick up speed, thinking I would do the same in order to get out of their way faster. Again, physics is the word of the day, I said to myself.
Brother, this is as fast as the Lord allows one such as myself to accelerate under these conditions. But I wish you the best.
As if he could somehow hear my thoughts, or perhaps common sense kicked in, and he realized that a head-on collision wasn't going to be the thing that improved his day. But he had already picked up so much speed that even something as small and nimble as his fine vessel was couldn't stop or even slow down in time to prevent the catastrophe that he set up for himself. So he swerves left and right, tires and brakes, screeching, crying, begging for justice. Give me liberty or give me rest. The funny thing about your life flashing before your eyes, I guess other people can see it too. I did not know this man, and yet I saw his finest and darkest moments, most of them revolving around this cat named Basil, a regret he's held on to for many years. When he was a younger man, apparently the kids in his neighborhood weren't very kind, and so our hero, Jonathan, yes, through our brief connection, I discovered his name. Jonathan, in order to fit in with the other cruel kids, act accordingly, but deep down, he was a sweet kid. There was this neighborhood cat that he named Basil. It'd come visit from time to time, and they'd play for a while. His parents wouldn't let him have a cat, especially not an alley cat, but he would still feed it and give it the best back scratches. Not sure whether or not it was a boy or a girl because Jonathan had no idea how to figure that out. One unfortunate day his mean friends found him playing with the cat, and they thought it would be funny if Jonathan gave his cat a long bath. Too long of a bath. Kicking and scratching, a most unpleasant sight for sure. Eventually, the cat had become so clean that it no longer felt the need to remain in its current state of existence and went off to a wetter place. Jonathan was sad to have done what he did. It was downright diabolical. But oh, did his friends get a good laugh that day? Not sure where those guys are now, though. Oh, Jonathan also thought about other things. His girlfriend, A, 4 years, the good times, the bad, you must just thought about that cat. Meow. With my vehicle covering the entirety of the street, they seemed to be no sanctuary for our young tenacious hero. Or so I thought. Times slows. Jonathan takes a deep breath. He's calm. He's accepted his fate. Then, an orange and black striped paw gently touches his hand as it rests on the steering wheel. Basil looks into Jonathan's eyes and shakes his head no, as if to say, today is not the day. When the cat had the time to become a Jedi, Jonathan did not know, but there was no time to think about that. He takes a firm grip on the wheel. There was a fire in his eye, and when he had exhaled that breath, he knew it would not be his last. Brake, still complaining more than his girlfriend on Christmas Eve, he makes a hard right into the parking lot that I was just leaving, nearly avoiding the back of my craft. At this point, I can no longer see Jonathan, but I can also no longer hear him. No crash, big boom, blood-curdling screams of confusion and terror, which told me everything I needed to know. Despite our connection being separate, I know Jonathan lives. Hopefully, he's making better decisions. Moral of the story is, don't get in big truck way. I really don't enjoy seeing people's life flash before their eyes. Jonathan touched himself a lot, and don't get me wrong, there's no shame. I just didn't want to have to see that, and yeah, the cat thing kind of ducked me up for a bit.
Like and subscribe if you want to know how Basil became a Jedi. And write down in the comments if you've ever seen someone's life last before their eyes. Perhaps your own, let's talk about it. I'll put them in a future story and give you a shout out. Ciao you!